The dark.
Hello, guys. Happy Wednesday night. We are so excited that you're here with us tonight for our live opportunity hangout. Oh, there's Kristen. She was putting the baby to bed. Um, okay, so we just had an online event. So if you were at that, hey, will you guys mute yours? Thank you. We just had an online event on Facebook, so if you were at that, thank you so much. I hope that this will give you a little more clarification as to what we do with this business. So we are going to jump right in. My name is Ashley Renaud, and I am an Ambassador Diamond with It Works Global. I have Chelsea McGill, who is a Triple Diamond, and Kristen Eller on here with me as well, and she is also a Triple Diamond. So we are going to jump right in and tell you a little bit about this crazy wrap business and how you can get started doing what we do or see if this is the right fit for you. So to get started, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay, so have you tried that crazy wrap thing? So if you do not know what we are a health and wellness company, all natural, and we are plant-based. And so our signature product that we are most known for is what you see here on the screen. So we have an ultimate body applicator, and what that is it is a piece of cloth that has a botanically infused formula already on it when you take it out, and you can put it anywhere on your body from the chin down. What it does is it helps tighten, tone, and firm the skin. It reduces the appearance of cellulite and stretch marks. You can see results in as little as 45 minutes, and guess what, guys? They last. They're not water weight. This is not a weight loss product, and it is so much fun and so easy to do on your own. So like I said, anywhere from the chin down, you can wrap your neck, your tummy, your thighs, your love handles, your back, anywhere you want. We do have a separate product that is a facial wrap. As you can see on the model there, it looks a little similar to like a Jason mask, and that is specially formulated for your face. So like I said, this is what it does. You can see a before and after picture here. This is just after 45 minutes. You can tell the tightness in her stomach. You can also see it's reduced the appearance of the cellulite. I love looking at her belly button. I just say that looks like a happy belly button afterwards. So it gives you a fast-lasting result with continued use from a botanically based formula. Results typically last 2 to 6 months depending on your lifestyle. The best part about it is it's only available through an It Works independent distributor. So this isn't something you'll see on TV or that you can buy off a shelf at a store in the mall or at Walmart or any of our box stores. So only through an It Works independent distributor. So we have this incredible program for our customers. As a distributor, you can sign up, you can sell these products to our customers, but we have a couple ways that you can get products at the same price as a distributor. So unlike a lot of other network marketing companies where the distributors have to inflate the pricing so that they're actually making a return and they're actually making an income from the products they're selling their customers, we actually get to sell our products the same prices that we pay for them to our loyal customers. So you're probably asking, what is a loyal customer? It is somebody that commits to using a product for 3 months. It can be the same product each month, or it can be a different product. So for instance, you sign up and you want to try the wraps. So you try out the wraps, you order them tonight. Next month in September, you could try the wraps again, or if you want to try something else like our greens, which is my favorite product. Our greens are a pH balancer. It's your 8 servings of fruits and vegetables. And for me, it has been a total lifesaver for my allergies, for my acid reflux, and for my headaches. So you could try out the greens in September, and then if you want to try out some of our awesome skincare line, you could try that out in October. You can keep it all the same each month, or you can switch it up. This is how we are able to make you a member. So it's kind of similar if you think of like a Costco or a Sam's Club, except it's a one-time thing. You can do it for those 3 months, or you can pay a $50 membership fee, which is also a one-time. You choose, and then you are a loyal customer for life. So the flip side of that, we talked about being a distributor. You can also get the price, that discounted 40% off price by becoming a distributor. The only difference is, as a distributor, you get to make some money too. So that's what we're going to tell you about tonight, how this business has changed our lives. So as a distributor, step one, we have 3 simple steps to our It Works business. Step 1 is just to join the party. You can see here, it comes with this cute little box. It has a box of there's 4 Ultimate Body Applicators in a box, and 4 sample tubes of Defining Gel, which is our sister products to the wraps. It's something that can be used on a daily basis as an amazing moisturizer. It also helps to tighten, tone, and firm, but we like to call it liquid gold because it has so many other awesome benefits to it. The green packaging that says It Works on it, that is what we call Fab Wrap. So that is a breathable material that you can wrap around what area you want to put the wrap on just to hold it in place. So there is that stuff. And then we also have a bunch of marketing tools that you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. And we have some options at the bottom where you can boost it to get some extra products with your kit to really get the party going and making some cash right out of the gate. Those 4 wraps that come in your box, you can either use those on yourself, or the $99 you spent to become a distributor, we give you 4 wraps in your kit. You can turn around and sell each of those wraps for $25, and you are back out of the red, you're broke even, and you have started a business basically for free. So the second step that we have in our business is to find 4 customers, 4 loyal customers. So I already told you what a loyal customer is. So you find 4 friends that want to do this, try these amazing products. They want to be a product tester for you and try out 3 different products at your discount. Like I said, we don't have to raise those prices for the customers. They're getting your discount. So find 4 friends. I like to call them your chicken noodle soup list. Who would bring you chicken noodle soup if you were sick or if you had an emergency? Who would you call? Call those people. Those are the people that are going to help you out and be your first 4 customers. Once you have your 4 customers, you are then eligible for a $500 Ruby bonus that we have right now. It also, every 2 customers, if you can look off to the right-hand side, it says Wrap Reward. That means every 2 customers you sign for the life of your business, you get a discounted, even more discounted box of wraps for $25. So you could turn around, and that's a $75 profit if you turned around and sold those wraps for every 2 customers you sign. So many awesome ways to make money in this business. So get those first 4 customers in 30 days, and then you're going to go on to step 3, and that's going to be to go Ruby. So Go Ruby is what comes with that $500 Ruby bonus. So as you can see here, you are this little red person, and then what you're going to do is you're going to talk to 3 friends. It could be your coworker, your sister, and even your husband. Find 3 people that want to rock this business with you. They're maybe, having car problems and they're short on cash. Their 9 to 5 just isn't, it's not enough. It's just not enough money at the end of the month. I know that's where I was. It could be somebody that's just looking for some extra cash. We're going to be in Christmas time before too long. So you think of those 3 people that could do this business with you. I like to kind of think of, who's my dream team? Who would I like to do this business with? It's so much fun. So find 3 people, and you're going to teach them to do the exact same thing. Join the party for the $99, get their first 4 customers, and then one of those 3 people, you just need them to find 2 friends to do the business with them too. That's a total of 5 people, and that's going to get you set up for Ruby and that $500 bonus. For me, I went Ruby in my first 26 days. Chelsea and Kristen both also went Ruby very quickly, and we were all able to just skyrocket past that because every foundation in this business is built off of that Ruby right there. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next part and get Chelsea and Kristen on here, but I just want you to see our average income charts. So brand new distributor signs up, gets a couple customers, doesn't have a team that they're growing of distributors yet. They're averaging about $54 a month. Next step, I'll go back to that chart for a second. Next step would be, if you take the executive here, that would be just you having 2 friends doing the business with you, them getting their 4 customers and becoming qualified legs. That's an average of $231 a month. Next step is the Ruby we've talked about. So $497 on average a month, plus the $500 bonus. So you guys, for me, this was huge. Ruby was where I knew that I needed to be at to get that extra $500 we really needed. I think that it's so neat. There's so many statistics out there that $500 a month can save people from divorce. It can save people from bankruptcy, from foreclosures. I mean, there are so many people out there that could use an extra $500 a month. The next step is Emerald. That's an average of $794 a month. And then Diamond. Diamond is an amazing. That's like our first leadership level. Right now, we have a $5,000 bonus that comes with Diamond. I went Diamond in my first 54 days in the business, and that was when I realized that this business was going to skyrocket, and I just had my hands on something so incredible. So an extra $2,000 a month, like you're starting to replace full-time incomes at that point. So next step's Double Diamond, $4,741 a month. And then I'm going to bring Chelsea in first. She is a triple diamond, and the average triple diamond income is $8,946 a month. So I am going to get out of this and stop screen share here. Okay, Chelsea, can you unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for getting on with us tonight to do this.
So
okay,
excited.
introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, how long you've been in.
Okay, so I am Chelsea McGill, and I am from a little town of 4,005 people called California, Missouri. Ashley and I actually went to high school together. We're both from California. She was a couple years older than me, and we actually never hung out. We knew who, well, I don't know that she knew who I was, but because I was an underclassman, but I knew who she was. But so yeah, I'm from a small town of California, Missouri, and I've been in the business for 19 months.
Awesome. Okay, so Chelsea, tell us a little bit what your life was like prior to joining It Works.
Prior to It Works, I had I married my high school sweetheart, so Alex, and we had when I talked to Ashley, we had a 2-year-old, and I was 37 weeks pregnant with our second daughter. And I was working in an investment department for a public pension plan local here, and my husband and I actually own an insurance agency. So that was our life. My husband went to MU, and the University of Missouri, and graduated with over $50,000 in student loan debt. So we are paying a lot of money. I mean, I think a lot of people can relate that there is just high payments on those student loan, on that student loan debt. So that's kind of what led us up to It Works.
So why did you choose to start It Works?
Well, okay, so there was a couple reasons, but we were seeing Ashley and her husband a lot of different places, and I was friends with her on Facebook, so I was seeing her posts, and I actually had a friend that was selling it at that time, and I had gone to my first wrap party, and I sat in the corner of the wrap party because I thought, I don't know what they're putting on their body that is making them have those amazing results, but It seems weird. I'm not going to, no, you're not putting that on me. And so I was just very skeptical of it and uneducated. And so I continued to follow Ashley for an entire year. I don't think I ever liked to post. I don't think I ever commented. She never really reached out because I was probably just hidden in her friends list. But and I just continued to watch, and I saw them, and they were just so passionate about the business. We would bump into them everywhere, and the whole family was always decked out in It Works, and I'm like, okay, there's this something that they're truly passionate about. And so I just followed her posts, and I saw her specifically paying off debt to the penny. I mean, you would write down to the penny how much your credit card debt was, student loan debt, and that's what really spoke volumes for me, because I was actually secretly spending your money too. So you would, earn a bonus or get paid or pay off a certain debt, and I would put myself in that situation. So that's what made me take the leap. And $99 is a very cheap investment. So, I think we're I think we're stuck. Let's see. Let me see if I can keep going here. On to the next question. Let me see here. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Back.
We're like, uh-oh.
Good deal. Okay, so what would you say was one thing once you signed up for It Works? Well, first off, what were your reservations with joining?
Oh, gosh.
I know we all had.
Right. So I had friends that told me, like, they would complain about, different people posting on Facebook, and I knew that they were unfollowing people. I knew that they were unfriending people. Mainly other people's opinions is what was holding me back. I was really nervous. It was outside the box. It was outside of my comfort zone. It wasn't the norm. And so taking that leap meant taking on that, huge, I don't know, like just having to deal with the different life, the out-of-the-box life. And so that was probably the main thing. I know when I sat down and met with you, and we met with you guys, that was the one thing that I specifically said is, I know this person, and this person, they unfollow and they block and they unfriend, and I don't want that. And one thing you said that really just got me thinking was something that you had read that got you through that hump was other people's opinions don't pay your bills. And at that moment, I was like, okay, no, they're not knocking on the door on the first of the month when the mortgage is due or when these student loans are due. So I needed to make a choice for my family because it was my life and not theirs.
So true, and the same reservation that I think so many people have when they watch this business. So what would you say once you got started? Well, one thing that I remember about you is you signed up and when we were having some technical difficulties there. Not sure if you said this, but you were like 37 and some weeks pregnant. And I remember you going into the hospital to have Chandler and getting customers while you were laying in your bed, like in labor. And so I love the fact that this business can seriously go anywhere with us because we work it from our phones. But one thing, what would you say is something that clicked for you when you started this business that just really made you realize you could turn it into something tangible?
So a couple things. So I was really nervous starting this, really nervous, and I had zero sales experience. I wanted to be successful, but I was just really nervous. But the first thing that I noticed, the very first thing I noticed was the teamwork atmosphere. I immediately got connected with my upline and with other team members that were on my team, and they were there to support me day in and day out. And even when I was in labor and talking to people and having people question, because I had just started my business, so I had just announced myself, and I had people that were they were questioning about these products, and they were, and I didn't know anything, but I was able to go to you and Lauren and so many other people who I now consider some of my best friends, but I instantly got that teamwork, or the team atmosphere, that we're in this together and we're going to go to the top together. And so if I wouldn't have had that, because I have experience with other network marketing business, I didn't do very good because I feel like I just signed up and I was just on my own. I never had anyone to really help me. So that is huge, and that was like the moment that I knew that this was more than just well, let's just see how it goes. I knew that I was going to have help all the way to the end. And then another turning point moment for me was when I earned the Ruby bonus. So I got in this for $200 to $300 a month, and in 45 days I earned a $500 bonus on top of an average commission of $497. So my very first Ruby check was almost $1,000. That was crazy to me. So that was the moment that we were like, okay, this is real money. We're not getting paid in inventory. We're not getting paid in trips or cars. This is cash. So I think that was another point that we were like, okay, this is where we can start paying off student loans and start living free.
Awesome. I love that. So what would you say is different about your life now that you do have It Works in it? What's changed for you?
Well, so much. It just like your shirt says, it says it will change your life. It truly has changed our life. It has made me a more confident person. I was so timid, and so I was the person that I didn't believe in myself, and I'm a more confident person. I'm pushing myself and my family and my team to accomplish goals and dreams. But the biggest thing is it's brought me home to my kids. And I know that there's not a lot of, there's a lot of women that yearn to be with their kids, and there's women that don't, and they just want to work, and that's so great too. But I was dropping my kids off on Monday mornings, and I was just bawling because I knew it was the start of only getting to see them for 2 to 3 hours a night until we repeated for the next day. So I have been able to walk away from my job, and I do this full time now, and I'm free, and I set my schedule. I set my, I don't have to report to anyone. I don't have to ask anyone for time off. We're getting ready to go on a Bahamas trip, and we're getting ready to go on a cruise, and I never had to ask for that time. So that's been the biggest thing, is the freedom that is allowing us to have. So.
Awesome. I love that. And one thing that I think is so cool about Chelsea's family, so she said we live in a town of just over 4,000 people, but we actually live in a little city outside of that town. It's so small we don't even have a population sign. We have a railroad crossing and a post office that looks like it's about the size of an outhouse. But Chelsea's entire family is part of this business, and we all live in the same community. So I think another fear that a lot of people have is that there's too many people in their area that do the business, that the market's saturated. And how many people in your family are doing this with you?
There's 15 of my family members, and it is so much fun. It is so much fun.
Yeah, and it's
so thankful.
And it's not like it's just that she had to ask all these family members to do it. Like, they're literally loving doing this and being very successful, like diamonds and above, all in this town of like less than 100 people. And so I just think that it's so cool to see that it doesn't matter where you're at, especially with social media. Our reach is unlimited because we're in 21 countries. And so there are people everywhere, but even around here. I went to the post office the other day, and I was dropping off some It Works packages, and somebody said, the lady working there said, "What is that? I see boxes, but I don't know what it is." And so it just blows my mind that there's still so many people in this world that have no idea what we are or what we do, and we've been around for 15 years. So, right. Okay, so one last thing. What would be a piece of advice you would give somebody that was considering joining?
Do it. Just do it. It's $99, and I watched for an entire year, and the one thing I wish is, and it's my journey, but the one thing I wish is that I'd started sooner, and I think that is the majority of the distributors in it, is that they wish that they wouldn't have waited so long. It's a $99 investment. It's practically risk-free because you have the ability to earn your investment right back immediately. And what kind of business can you get into for only $99? So that's my piece of advice, is just do it. Stop. You've got an amazing team here to help you.
Awesome. I love it. Thanks, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Chelsea's about to be my neighbor, too. That's something else that's changed for her, is they're about to build their dream home next door to us.
So excited.
All right, Chelsea. Thank you. Okay, Kristen. Chelsea, will you mute yourself? Thank you. Hello. How are you?
Good.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let Kristen introduce herself, but she is also a triple diamond. So that is that average of $8,946 a month. And that doesn't include any like the bonuses or anything else that she's gotten on top of that. So I know this mama has had some 5-figure paychecks. So Kristen, I will let you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from.
All right. Well, hello. My name is Kristen Eller. I am a mother of 2 little girls, and I too married my high school sweetheart 5 years ago. And we actually just moved to a very small town. I don't even know what our population is. We were in a town of about 3,000 people, but we moved to an even smaller town. And I joined It Works 18 months ago after watching Ashley on her journey for about 13 months. And kind of out of nowhere, I sent her a message and I said, okay, listen, we aren't making enough money. I think I want to go back to grad school. I am considering doing It Works so I can go to grad school debt-free without getting student loans. What do you think? Could I possibly do that? And she said, okay, so how much are you needing to make a month? And I was like, realistically, $800 or so a month could do it, because I was going to have to work full-time while I was in school, and it was going to be about $15,000 for a 3-year program. And she said, well, that's roughly what an Emerald distributor makes, but we'll just keep going and get you to Diamond, and that's the license to print money. And I was like, okay, well, guess we'll give it a try. And I pondered on it for a couple days, and I told her that I wanted to try the products first and that I needed to put a wrap on myself before I could sell the product. Well, for 2 days, I thought about the business, and I just kept picturing myself in the business. I was already just, creating these posts in my head that I wanted to talk about, and I was like, you know what, forget it. I don't need to do this wrap. I believe in this business already. I've seen what it's done for you. Let's do it. So I signed up, and I put my first wrap on that night, and here I am 18 months later making 5-figure paychecks, and honestly, it still blows my mind. It is crazy.
Awesome. I love it. I still remember us going to dinner the one night, and you were just like so skeptical, but like you could tell you were really excited, but like you were a little apprehensive. And then I remember you went back to your hometown, and on the way home you called me, and I was like pacing my front yard talking to you because I was like, if she signs up, she's gonna be amazing. And so I was so glad you did. Okay, so what were you doing before you started It Works? I know you were trying to go back to grad school, but what was your career?
I am a nurse, a registered nurse, and when I very first started, I had gone, well, let me backtrack just a little bit. So I had my daughter, Ashley, and I worked together at a hospital where we worked on labor and delivery, and I was working night shift and weekends and holidays and taking call, and I had my daughter in August, and when I went back from maternity leave, I gave my notice the day I went back, and I said, this is not for me. I absolutely love this job, but my family is more important than this schedule. So in December, I went part-time at a different hospital where I was working day shift, and I could just choose my hours. So from December all the way until August of the next year, I was just sporadically picking up shifts and getting to spend a lot of time at home. Well, then we realized, we need insurance that's really good, and we need other benefits like retirement. And so that August, I went back to work full-time. I accepted a full-time position, and I actually took a pay cut to go full-time. And that was around the same time that my husband got a new job, and he was getting 10 hours less overtime a week. So our income had drastically dropped, and we were also away from our daughter more and making less money. And I just couldn't rationalize how we could make our paycheck spread any further. You know, we had car payments, we had a mortgage, we had diapers and daycare and groceries and gas. And so from August to March, I mean, I had been watching Ashley the entire time she was doing her business, but I never once asked her anything about it. And finally in March, I was like, okay, we have to give this a shot. So it was funny because my husband was actually encouraging me to ask questions a lot sooner than I ever did, because I was telling him, she just earned this $10,000 bonus. Oh my gosh, she just earned another $15,000 bonus. And he kept saying, what are you waiting on? Why aren't you doing it? And I was like, no, I don't want to be in sales. You know, like I wanted the freedom, and I wanted those checks, and I wanted that ability to, you know, have so much stress taken off my shoulders. But I was so darn hung up on what other people thought, because I knew what it was like to be at work and someone to bring a catalog from, you know, whatever they might be selling, and you feel that pressure to purchase because it's a friend, and I didn't want people to feel like that. And then I kind of put two and two together that, you know what, these are health and beauty products, and people want this product, this wrap. No one else has this. It does amazing things for new moms. It does amazing things for people who have successful weight loss experiences. It does amazing things for people who work out and who are perfectly physically fit. It's something no other company has. So I was just like, you know what, I'm going to own this. I am going to fall in love with these products. I know they have to work. If she's this successful, obviously people are using them and loving them, and they keep buying them. So now I'm kind of on a tangent, and I don't know where.
You are fine. And I think that just sums up, you know, why you started. I mean, you just realized that basically if you weren't going to sell them to somebody at work, somebody else was going to, because they're such a hot item that people want them. And so it's something that they can only get from a networks distributor. So why not you be your friend's person? Like, you have a nail person, you have a hair person, like, be somebody's at works person. So what was it that you felt like that clicked for you, that like when you realized that this business was really going to turn into something tangible for your family?
Well, I kind of had that aha moment when there's a couple. The first one was when I hit that Ruby bonus in 23 days, and I was like, holy smokes, if I can do this from my phone when I'm, you know, on my breaks at work, or when I'm at home with my daughter watching a movie, or when I'm in the car driving from, you know, I can do this anywhere. I can talk to people all day long if I want to. And, you know, I built my entire business while I worked full time. And the last 9 months of my business, I was pregnant. And, you know, the flexibility was huge. And so when I hit that Ruby bonus, I was like, game on. This bonus is just the beginning, and I'm not stopping. And it was just crazy. But then the second aha moment was when another leader, who was a sideline sister of ours, so someone not directly on our team, she was relaying her story to us. Her name's Amy Spence, and she's an Ambassador Diamond. And she said, I didn't realize that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom because I kept blocking the idea in the back of my mind, because I didn't think that it was feasible for our family with the incomes that my husband and I brought home. And I totally related to that story, because that was me. In fact, I kind of made jokes about how there was no way I would want to be a stay-at-home mom. How could anybody only spend time with their kids? What about all that adult interaction? And, you know, bottom line was, when I had my first daughter, I did not want to send her to daycare. I was so sad dropping her off every day. I was so sad whenever I had text messages from my babysitter that, oh, she was the only one at daycare that day, so they were going to the grocery store, and here she was walking with her little shopping cart. And I was like, that's supposed to be me. I've never let her hold that grocery cart through the store. Like, we're always in a rush. We have to get in and get out, and I've never been able to have that time with her. And I was so envious that someone else was raising my baby. And in that moment when Amy said, I didn't realize this is what I wanted, I was like, that's me. I thought I was career-minded and so focused, and I'd gone to school, so how could I not use this bachelor's degree? And what would my family think if I just decided that this business was going to be my career? And then I just had that moment of like, you know what? This is for me. This is for our family. I don't have to do this for anyone else. I don't have to ask anyone else's opinions, because this income is far more than I could ever make, even as a nurse practitioner. My monthly income pays our bills double, over. I mean, and that's not even there's so many other avenues in this business, the friendships we make, all these wonderful people that I've gotten to know through this company, and the text messages and the Facebook messages that I get from my customers who just fall in love with these products and have life-changing experiences with them. And you just don't get all of those perks from a corporate job, because you can't go to your corporate job with dry shampoo for 6 days in a row and yoga pants and baby spit up on your shoulder, and it's just kind of that perfect fit. And most people probably wouldn't have guessed that I would take this path, because this is just so out of the box, and I'm pretty type A, and that rigid personality. I like things just so, but I couldn't be more happy with where I'm at.
Awesome. So, you've kind of told us what's different for you now that you have It Works, but I know you guys just moved into a brand new house that's a dream home for you, and so anything else that I think you pretty much kind of hit everything. You're home with your girls as much as you want to be now.
Yeah, I have stepped down from my full-time job at the hospital, and I can just pick up shifts when I want to, when they have extra shifts available, or when I feel like getting that adult interaction. And we have paid down so much of our debt and have been able to take 3 vacations a year for the last 2 years. And like you said, we just moved into our dream home on 6 acres, and our team is blowing things up. It's just really crazy how things can take off overnight.
Awesome. Okay, so if there is somebody on here that is watching and they are considering joining, what would be a piece of advice you would give them?
Well, Chelsea gave the obvious one. Just do it. And I say that jokingly, too, because that really is what you need to do. But I think you should pray about it too, and just really imagine what an income on that income chart, what that could do for you. Look at your bills, figure out how short you are at the end of the month, or how much cushion you would like, or okay, if you need to pay this bill off, how many months of X number of income could do that for you? Is it $300 more a month to get that bill paid off 6 months sooner? Or just look at the numbers a little bit, and it won't take you long to realize that income can be done. Just like Chelsea, that first month, I had that $500 Ruby bonus, and that average of almost $500 a month for the Ruby commissions. And it still blows my mind, because then the next month I went Emerald and I paid our mortgage and, a good portion of our bills with that income. And, my husband, he works 40 hours a week doing physical labor, and he has no opportunity for extra money. You know, if he does, he has to stay at his job site and work overtime. And, you know, I took that out of the equation for him and for me. You know, I was never asking to stay over. I was never asking to pick up extra shifts. And if that is all you can do with this income, that is so worth it. You'll do more because you will see the possibilities, and when you get that first check, everything will change. Your whole mindset changes when you suddenly realize how much freedom you can get from this business. So take that leap, and, you know, don't overthink it, because you can really overanalyze the heck out of this, just like Chelsea and I did for over a year. You know, stop worrying and just take that leap of faith and trust that it is meant to happen and it will work out for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Kristen.
You're welcome.
I'm going to share my screen again real quick here. And okay, so you've seen what Chelsea and Kristen have been able to do with this business. The next step up from that they are both pushing towards to claim by the end of the year is Presidential Diamond, and that is an average of $16,295 a month. And that also comes with a bunch of perks, being VIP Elite, which is awesome in this company. And then the final step in this business is Ambassador Diamond, and that is the top of the company. And it is, I mean, looking at that number is insane. I mean, a lot of people look at that and you just think, there's no way that's possible. That is a lot of people's, a lot of jobs, that's more than a yearly salary. And this is a monthly income. So this is the rank that our family is at. I'm an Ambassador Diamond and my husband is a Double Diamond. And we are number 42 income earners in the entire company, just being in the business for just over 30 months. And so I'm going to back out of this so you guys can see me. So we have been in the business. We started February 2nd of 2014, and you guys, I first heard about this business in February of 2011 when I had my son Cade. My husband and I, unlike Chelsea and Kristen, were not high school sweethearts. I moved to Florida. I moved from Missouri to Florida on a whim because I am not a type A personality, and I am just kind of a go with the flow. And so I, on a whim, moved to Florida, and I met my husband there, and we had Cade in 2011, and I heard about this business. And I actually just heard about the wrap. That was all I thought they had, and I thought that it was crazy. And I did not believe that there was any way it worked and that there was any way that this girl made any money, and I just thought that it was crazy. So she ended up friend requesting me on Facebook, and I watched her and then one of my high school friends started the business. And I watched both of them just on social media for 3 entire years. So Kristen and Chelsea watched me for about a year, and I watched for 36 entire months. And I stalked them. So I don't know, some of you guys might be viewing this video and you've been some of our stalkers. Just stop stalking, because you're eventually going to be here. And then somebody's going to be stalking you. But anyway, so I watched for all that time, and then what was kind of my aha moment in the business, or before I joined the business, I was, like Kristen said, we were night shift labor and delivery nurses. I had a 45-minute commute to work, and it was crazy. Like, we were, our jobs were really amazing, and I was super passionate. It was like a dream job to get to be there and experience, like, I mean, that is true love at first sight, to see somebody see their baby for the first time and to be a part of that every day at your job. but I was picking up overtime and just all these extra hours and being like forced basically to miss holidays with my family, to not be there at Thanksgiving, to not be there at Christmas, to miss Mother's Day because it was a mandatory, shift or whatever. And it came to a point where I was realizing that I was spending more time with everybody else's kids than I was my own. And so a lot of people you see in this business are nurses and teachers, because those are two careers where you spend a lot of time with other people's family and not near as much time with your own. So I ended up having my second child in November of 2013, and I distinctly remember she was about 2 weeks old. We had just gotten home from the hospital. She ended up with croup, and she was admitted to the hospital. We were home healing, and I was looking at only being able to take about 6 weeks of maternity leave, and to me that was absolutely devastating. I took 12 weeks with Cade, and with Sophia I was only going to get about 6, and we were really pushing the envelope financially at that point anyways. So I was trying to crunch numbers to figure out where we stood for maternity leave, and I pulled up all my student loan debt. I had pulled up my credit cards, but one thing that hit me is I pulled up my student loan account, and I will never forget seeing, I'm sitting in my living room breastfeeding her, and there's this tiny little fine print in the top of the corner of the website, and it said if you keep making your minimum payments, your student loan, that one student loan, would be paid off in 2030. So here I am with a newborn and a 2-year-old, and I do that math in my head, and that would have made my newborn a senior in high school and my 2-year-old a sophomore in college when I paid off my own student loans. And that was the first moment that I was like, holy cow, like that hit me like a ton of bricks. Here I am busting my tail working as a registered nurse that I'm not getting anywhere ahead. We are drowning. My husband worked full-time for State Farm and had a good job doing that, but we were still drowning. It was the middle of winter. We had to have my mother-in-law help us with a $900 bill to fill our propane tank to heat our house. And from the outside in, we looked really normal. We looked like we were doing really, we were fine. We weren't struggling. We never would have been able to tell, but we were literally drowning. And so that was like my first moment. But then I still didn't join. I still waited 3 more months because I was so hung up on those reservations of what are people going to think about me? I felt like I was a hypocrite because I thought these people were crazy, but it was just different. It was just outside of the box. It was so different than what everybody expects us to do. And so that's where people, they just don't get it. And that's where the skeptical people come in. I was one of them. So I love meeting skeptical people now because I can totally relate back to that because that's where I was. So I ended up joining February 2nd. I went Ruby in my first 26 days. And once I signed up, I had signed my son up for T-ball, and so it was going to be his first season. He was 2, and it sounds silly, but when I realized I could turn this business into something tangible, I had went Ruby, but I was still working full-time night shift. And so Cade was starting T-ball. I worked a set schedule of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I worked overtime hours too. But his games were going to be every Tuesday night, and I could not change my set schedule. So his first season of T-ball, I missed every single game. So you guys, I looked at that, 2 years old, okay, it's T-ball, like they barely can even, like they're lucky to not smack each other in the head with the baseball bat. But to me, I was picturing my child on first base or pitching or wherever when he was 15 years old, and me still not being in the bleachers, me still be working night shift because I couldn't give up that extra income that working night shift gave you. And so it was just something like that if you're looking at your life right now and you're struggling right now, what are you doing in this moment that's going to make your life any different a year from now or 5 years from now or 10 years from now? If you're not doing anything to change that, nothing's going to change. And so that was when I realized, you've got to run with this. Like, you've got your hands on something incredible. You've went Ruby, and all you have to do now is help other people go Ruby. You teach people how to do it, and you make more friends. And so that's when I realized, like, if I can do this, because I was so shy before this business. If I did not know you, I'm really actually kind of an introvert. And so when I realized that I could do this, all I had to do was teach other people how to do it. And we grow together. Like, I don't do well unless my team's doing well. So we do this together, and that was like my moment that I realized this business will go as far as I take it. And so what's different for us now that we have It Works is kind of crazy. So I worked full-time all the way up through presidential, which I went ambassador in March of this year. And so I quit my job November 30th. So on my daughter's 2nd birthday, I quit my job and walked away from my full-time nursing career. And then at the end of April, my husband left his career. So I think that was a huge moment, turning point in our business for people, because people really started to see this is our only income now. Like, this is all we have. We don't have a 9 to 5. We don't have a career. But you know what we do have? This business gave me mind space. That's the best way I can describe it. I used to go to bed at night and think about, how in the heck are we going to pay that bill? How in the heck are we going to pay for Christmas? How are we going to fill that propane tank? My husband's sister was diagnosed with cancer a couple years ago, and I just remember it came down time to go back for her funeral, and I remember us not having, like, we were just strapped. Our credit cards were maxed out, and I just remember thinking about that nonstop of, it just consumes you. Debt consumes you. It's stressful. It causes fights in marriage. It makes things where, you snap at your kids just because you're so stressed and you're consumed. And it's just the mind space I feel like this business has given me, that it's just given that weight lifted off of our shoulders to just enjoy life. We both put our kids to bed together at night. We both get up with our kids in the morning. We don't miss t-ball games anymore. We don't miss dance lessons. This business has given us freedom. And the finances is great. You saw the income. It's insane, and it still makes me, it drops me to my knees and makes me cry every time we get a commission check. But the freedom is something that you could never put a value on what it's given our family to be with our kids and not miss out on these moments. Like the girls were saying, the friendships are just absolutely amazing. The support system you get in this business is like nothing I ever expected. Chelsea said she had done a different network marketing company before and didn't have that. That was one of my big fears too, is that I would sign up and it was just like, oh, here's your kit. See ya. Good luck. It's not like that. We all do this together. We all support each other, and this business is just absolutely incredible. So the piece of advice I could give you, if you're watching this and you're thinking like, that all sounds really great, but I don't know that I could do this, I'm just here to tell you, what do you have to lose? It's $99. You get that box of wraps back in your kit. You can turn around and you can sell those. You know what else you can do before you start? You treat it like a box of Girl Scout cookies when you were in brownies or whatever. You pre-sell those wraps. Sell them to 4 people for $25. Tell them your kit's coming in the mail, and you'll deliver them when they come in. There are so many options. I did not have the money to start this business. I went in my closet and I found maternity clothes, and I sold $100 worth of maternity clothes because I could not pull from our bills. So the best thing about this business, there's no contract. You get into it, you do it for 90 days, and you decide it's not for you, that's fine. You walk away, wash your hands of it, and be done. But if you give this business 90 days of your life, you're going to fall in love with it, and it's going to change your future. So no inventory, no product delivery. They have just made this business so amazing for us and so amazing for our kids that we can do parties, and parties are a blast, and they can be a lot of fun, and you can get a lot of, some people party their way all the way to the top, but I've worked my business solely off social media, and I do it from my phone with my kids in the room. So I just want to thank you guys so much for getting on tonight. Kristen and Chelsea and I have loved doing this with you guys, and I hope you guys got something from it. Whoever invited you on this tonight, please don't just keep watching. Don't keep stalking. Don't keep thinking, gosh, if I had that, I could do this, or, maybe I wouldn't have to work overtime anymore, or maybe I could put my daughter in dance lessons. You can, but you have to make the leap of faith. Don't worry about what could go wrong. Think about what could go right. Think about the chance of changing your entire future. So you guys, thank you so much for getting on this tonight. I hope you have an amazing evening, and we have enjoyed our time with you. So we will talk to you guys later.